It was a great learning experience for me. It was one of those things where, if I'm being honest, I wanted more. I didn't feel like I had the best ring. I felt like there was a lot of meat left on the bone, a lot more that we could have done there. So yeah, for me, I was really fortunate and really blessed to have that opportunity and really grateful for it as well.
You have partnered with Snickers. WWE has partnered with Snickers for WrestleMania 39. So, what can you tell us about the partnership?
Well, working with Snickers honestly has been a blast. So this is
Yeah.
the eighth year that Snickers has promoted WrestleMania, and the second year that Snickers has partnered with WWE 2K to co-promote WrestleMania. So obviously, when you're feeling out of sorts before, during, or after WrestleMania, what better thing to grab than a Snickers? Huh? Huh? I don't know. I don't know. I can't name a better thing than a
Right.
Snickers. But no, it's been a blast. We shot a commercial. It's been a ton of fun, and yeah, the partnership with Snickers has been awesome.
Absolutely. And WrestleMania 39 is going Hollywood this year as it takes place in SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. When you look at the entire card, is there a match or two that you're looking forward to seeing?
Yeah, for sure. So obviously, everyone's so invested in the Bloodline story, and it's really just truly been incredible theater. So both the Bloodline matches, the tag match, the Usos versus Sammy and Kevin, and obviously, Roman and Cody. But everyone's on board there too. But also, for me, I'm such a fan of Bianca. Her rise in a very short time to be an iconic, she could retire today and she's a superstar we'll remember for many, many, many years to come. But she's got a lot more left to do in this business. So her and Asuka truly has been one of my favorite wrestlers, male or female, for quite some time. Just an incredible performer. To see her to do this at such a high level for so long. So I'm excited to see Bianca and Asuka tear it up because I think they really will tear the roof off. So yeah, those are the matches I definitely have my eye on, and many more as well. But yeah, it's this build to WrestleMania in LA. I felt like for a while people have known because it's LA, we wanted to make sure this was a big one. And for me, I'm excited because it feels like a big one.
Absolutely. It's going to be big on April 1st and April 2nd. I'm definitely looking forward to it. But you have also had your share of WrestleMania moments in your career. So what would you say is your favorite moment?
Oh man, there's so many. So I think for many sentimental reasons, I've only had one singles match at WrestleMania, and obviously I've made my hay as a member of the New Day. So some of my favorite moments are really with Kofi and Woods. But for me, being able to come out, so Raymond James, I remember that's a stadium. I played my high school football senior All-Star game at
Mm,
Raymond James in Tampa. Also, I got back at Iowa. We came back down for the Outback Bowl in that same stadium. So that's a stadium that I remember when it was built. Like, I'm born and raised in Tampa. So for us, even though it was during the pandemic and we couldn't have full attendance, but to be able to come out at WrestleMania with the Intercontinental Championship and have Wale do my theme, rap me out, a true friend of mine, not just an industry friend, but a true friend, someone I'll text about life. That for me was a big one. That's something I always remember is coming down that ramp in my hometown with Wale. That was incredible. But also even, I also think back fondly to Dallas in, what was it, 2016, when we were coming out of the giant box of Bootios. And that really felt like I never feel like I had an I made it moment because I never want to feel like I rest on my laurels. But
yeah.
for us, that moment of walking out in the Dragon Ball Z gear, coming out of the giant box of Bootios, having that kind of reception and love from the crowd. That was one that I'll remember for a long time too. And then there's Kofi. I can't not say Kofi Mania. I
Of
know I wasn't in
course.
the back,
Of
but I was
course.
part of it. There's too many moments. But I'll stop at those three. Those are three iconic ones for me.
Yeah, those are definitely great moments. But it's been a year or over a year since your neck injury. How are you feeling right now?
I feel great. I feel great. Thank you for asking. So, one of the things that I was really
Yeah.
blessed is to not have any nerve issues, no
Yeah.
strength issues. So honestly, 2 weeks after I broke my neck, I was in the gym and I've stayed in the gym ever since. I just happened to be in a cervical collar for a while. But so yeah, right now I'm in rehab. I've been doing rehab for about 9 months now. I'm just working on strength and range of motion, which have really been great. But we were also just waiting for my C1 to fully ossify, to turn into bone. So right now it's been healing fibrously. So it's all connected and, intact, it's in place, but to get back in the ring, to ensure that I can withstand the brunt of what we do on a nightly basis, we want to make sure that my C1 is fully ossified. So we're not quite there yet. The plan is after WrestleMania, when I get back home, to finally to get those scans post 1 year mark, and then talk to the doctors, make the best decision from there. But for me, that, at 37, I really think about what life will look like from here on out. And I want to make sure that I make the best decision for myself. So yeah, we'll make an informed decision and go from there.
Yeah, you talked about how it's possible that you may never wrestle again, but if you don't go back in the ring, do you see yourself working in different areas of WWE, kind of like a producer or just an on-screen personality?
Yeah, I think there's a ton of different ways to add value to the company. That's the one thing that I love is, in a lot of conventional sports, it's, hey, if you're not on the field, if you're not on the court, then it's, hey, you can be a coach or you probably got to leave the game. And what I love with WWE is there's so many different ways for me to be involved. And right now, for a while, I've been working with the NIL program, being able to go to these college campuses and talk to athletes and let them know about WWE and the opportunities here. And for me, that really resonates because I remember being 23 years old, a failed football player at Iowa, dealing with a bunch of injuries, and then trying to figure out, hey, football's over. All you've thought about your entire life. I had dreams of doing other things as well, but I primarily saw myself as an athlete. Since about age 4, I've been an athlete. So for me, I just felt, what do I do with my life? And then this opportunity with WWE came along and has incredibly, vastly changed my life. So that's why I really connect with the NIL program. I'm also out here this week. We've been at UCLA. We have tryouts. And I really love being a part of that because I see myself in so many of these athletes who have their careers end prematurely or their time in college is just over. And their thought is, now what? Now what do I do with possibly the next 20, 30, 40 years of my life? So for me, I really love being involved in that way. And, I'm sure there will be other ways as well that I can be involved while I'm not in the ring. But right now, that's been the path that I've gone down that I've enjoyed.
Of course. And if you do come back, is there a certain superstar you would like to face?
Yeah, man. I think the cool thing is I feel like during this year that I've been out, there have been some stars that have really emerged. You look at Gunther, what he's done, the run that he's been on has been incredible, and credit to Imperium too. The whole faction, they've done an incredible job. And have just been such a formidable group. So I think Gunther is someone I definitely have my eye on. Solo Sikoa is a talent, man. You talk about a guy who came out the gate and has fit that role and done a great job in that role. And then I look at Carmelo, and that dude is a star, man. Yeah. Everything about him screams star. I remember the match he had in NXT with Ricochet that really just blew me away. And just seeing him perform on that level, every time the lights are bright, that dude shows up. He grabs the attention. That dude is destined for some really big things. He's already done big things, but I think he has some big things, even bigger things down the road for him. So yeah, those are just a few that I've definitely had my eye on.
Of course. And you accomplished a lot in your career, including becoming WWE champion. When you look back at that title run, how was the experience for you being the top guy in the company?
It was a great learning experience for me. It was one of those things where, if I'm being honest, I wanted more. I didn't feel like I had the best reign. I felt like there was a lot of meat left on the bone, a lot more that we could have done there. So yeah, for me, I was really fortunate and really blessed to have that opportunity and really grateful for it as well. But, the one thing I felt like I was proud of myself in that, the demands with that title are real. There are times where, when I had the title where I was in a week, I might be in 7 different cities, going from not just, Raw and SmackDown, also going to live events and then having to do conferences in Vegas and then going to New York to do media. It was a constant grind, but I really embraced the grind. I really loved it. And one of the things I got to do too outside of the ring, I had just a myriad of things I got to do outside of the ring. Even getting to do the intros for Fury Wilder 3, getting to do boxing walkouts, the Breakfast Club, so many of the things that went on outside of the ring during that time, and really feeling like, man, I have the confidence in knowing that, oh, I can go on these big platforms and I can crush it. Really feeling like, yeah, I'm meant to do this. So for me, in many ways, even though I wanted more out of the reign and felt like a lot more could have been accomplished in ring and on TV, on SmackDown, on Raw, as much as I have those feelings, I'm also so grateful for the opportunity and so grateful for so many doors that opened because of that run. But yeah, it's definitely something that I'm incredibly proud of and grateful for. And I can go on and on about it, but honestly, truly, I don't get there without Kofi and Woods and just the experience with the New Day and really being able to open up and expand and grow as a performer because of those two.
Absolutely. Well, I hope you get healthy soon. I know you're feeling good right now, but I hope we see you back in the ring in a very near future. So Big E, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. And continued success to you.